Oh, don't pre-move. Don't pre-move. Do not pre-move.
Major fracture detected.
All right, we started with 1b3. Opponent strikes the middle with e5, and then we continue our development with the bishop. Very Nimzovich-Larsen-like things here. Move the knight in the middle, and now all the pieces are in the center. We're fighting for the center. What's next? What's the plan? Well, we're going to keep putting pressure as much as we possibly can. This is a very flexible opening. That's what I like about this Nimzovich-Larsen here at the 1000 Blitz level. We could either move our pawn forward, attack the center. We can move this pawn forward. We could attack the knight. This would probably be the worst of the options, and it's still negative 0.3. So that really is just fine. But yeah, you can move your pawn here. You can move your pawn to c4, d4, and it's all fine. All right, we continue on. Queen comes out. A lot of pressure, so we have to be very careful of the square.
Access denied.
All right, we're going to go ahead and deny that access. Now he has no check because the knight defends, and then we would just move the pawn. They may take, and so that's one line that may happen. Either way, we continue on. Knight comes into the middle. The sole purpose is he's trying to take this knight. That's the sole reason he comes into the middle. And so we just attack the bishop. He attacks the middle, we attack the flank. All right, maybe it's usually the opposite. They attack the flank, and you're supposed to attack the middle. But here we are nonetheless. He takes the knight. Knight recaptures. Bishop retreats because it's under attack by the pawn here. So we're getting a little tempo. And then we're going to carry on with our c4 idea. All right. We have a couple options here. We could take the pawn, leave the pawn, push forward, defend the pawn with the queen. So what do you do here? Well, we just push forward. Very easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is chestnut checkers. We got to connect 4 right here.
Bruh.
All right. We continue on, trying to take some space. Yeah, hard to say what to do in this position. I really wasn't sure, but I thought, all right, my idea is get to the king. I want him moving as many pawns in front of his king as possible, so then we can just hop the knight in here, get the queen involved somehow, and maybe make something happen. Just get all the pieces involved. Maybe even a rook lift here. Got some luft. All right, either way. All right, the knight came in, and so we thought we had a move here. We didn't realize that if we were to take the knight with the bishop, the pawn will recapture and put pressure on these two light-colored squares. So what did we do?
Bruh.
We went forward just to get attacked by a pawn. And now this is when we get in a little bit of trouble because we take the knight, and as I mentioned, we're not going to have these squares because a pawn is guarding them. So we retake, we say, all right, look, full alert, full alarm. We're just going to go with the sacrifice, all right? We're just going to 2 pawns for the knight, and maybe we'll take back with the pawn and open up the position. So that's what we did. And here we are. The queen attacks the pawn, but then moves away, all right? And so the rook and the queen are threatening something near a checkmate here to take the bishop, so we have to move the pawn. We have to push this pawn here. And very interesting, all the pawns are on light squares. All right, I don't see this every day. And we have a dark square bishop, so this is actually very beneficial for us. All right, anyways. He moves another pawn in front of his king. I just don't think that's a good idea. You shouldn't be moving all these pawns in front of your king. So we're going to try to take advantage of that. We come forward with the rook. Blocks with the queen. I'm not sure of this move, but the idea was he was going to get the king here. And it didn't make any sense to me at the time. But he's got to get the king out. So the king is going to come over to the square after we castle. And then, all right, let's blow open the center. I noticed we have a juicy diagonal here. Very, very juicy. Should we pick this up? Put a little pawn push, and if he takes, then we'll take the queen. Is our opponent even going to see this? I mean, surely not. And they did not. All right, so we have this on the board. We've got the take. Do we take it? Do we take it? Of course we take it. So we took the queen, retakes with the king, and all right, maybe you can get your queen in here. No, you can't. I'm just kidding. Totally winning position. Totally winning position for us. How could you possibly mess this up? You couldn't. You couldn't mess this position up. So we check the king. Oh, yeah, we're looking at this. Get the queen here. Get the queen to this square.
Oh, no.
And so we proceed forward, and it's a blunder. All right, because for some reason I thought that I needed an extra turn. We needed to put the rook on this square and then get the other rook into the game. But instead, we went for the hero play and took the pawn.
Interesting.
And so now we're stuck in this position. Bishop attacking a queen, lost all of our advantage, went from +8 to +1, so technically we still have a slight advantage according to the fish, but we've got to deal with this pawn, and who knows what's going on here.
I am not at all sure.
So anyways, we continue on. We get the queen here onto this H file, and we're thinking, how can we get to the king? We have to get to the king, do anything we can. We have 2 pieces. This guy has 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces against 2 pieces. Okay, we have the queen, but he's got a lot of firepower. The good thing is they're all passive. They're all defending the king. So all right, we take the pawn, continue on. This is where the opponent makes a mistake, I'm pretty sure. I think this is a fatal mistake to move this pawn down here, because then we're able to take it. And I think the rook is just too slow to come in because we have this pin it and win it idea. And so let's see what happens. Opponent goes with the check. If they took with a rook, yeah, it'd be even worse. Anyways, we continue. They go with the check, and we just slide forward very casually. 36 seconds left. Got to be careful. Time's running down. So he puts some more pressure on the king, but this gives us the time we need to do our little maneuver. So we come on in. We come on in.
Are you sure this is the right way?
Well, I'm not sure. It worked out for us this game. And we check the king. We check the king with the pin, even though it's defended, so we're not able to win back. Moves to the corner. All right, what's the move? Who sees it? Who sees it? Yes, just simply take, because we're going to have the advantage here. The rook and bishop versus the queen. So just get rid of the pieces. And this should be a win, so they may say. But all right. It's time to lock in. Bishop comes back, attacks the pawn. So we say, all right, let's defend the pawn just in case. He double attacks the pawn. Let's attack the bishop, get some kind of pressure, be near the king, be in a position to attack. All right, so they take the pawn. And what's the move here? Mate in 14. Who sees mate in 14? Pause the video. All right, I didn't see the mate in 14 here. I'm 1,000 rated Blitz. All right, what was that? So we attack the bishop, and we get bailed out. We get bailed out.
Enemy engaged.
The king comes here for the clean check, and we're able to get the double check because the king goes backwards once more, which probably was his only move because of the pawn guarding the squares. And then we take the bishop, and this is an easy win. Easy win, right? You can hear the trumpets. It sounds good. Everything looks good. How could you possibly mess this out? You just pre-move it. Just pre-move the rest of the way. No, you shouldn't pre-move, because that's exactly what I did. And you're going to see here that it ended in a draw. That was terrible. All right, so we took the L on that game. We ended in a draw. There was absolutely no need.
Bruh.
And we learned our lesson. Don't pre-move. Do not pre-move. No more. I believe we must take here. 28 seconds to 60. Full sin we have to take here. How do we preserve this advantage here? Gotta make threats. Oh, nice. Very nice. But all our pawns are on light squares. This might work out for us. It did.
Don't be ridiculous.
What? No! That's unfortunate. All right, what? Oh, don't pre-move. Don't pre-move. Do not pre-move.
Major